Hi there, welcome to Aidans Railways. We're back again with the Thomas collection. This time we're going to focus on rolling stock but on trucks to begin with. I think we'll have to do a second video when it comes down to carriages and that sort of thing. So we've got quite a lot. We didn't realise quite how much we had, so it might take a little while to get through these, but I thought we'd start off with something interesting. So we're going to do a kick off with the circus ones.
Yeah.
Right. Circus ones. We've got quite a lot of these.
We've got some different kinds.
Right. Let's have a look. So we've got a couple of free packs. So we've got this one and this one, and they are different. I don't know if you can see that very well. They're the two free packs. We'll take some of these out. Actually, there's no need, is there? We've got those two free packs. There is actually another free pack, but the box is missing.
Yep.
So they're kept safe in there. And then
We got
some more.
We got 13 of these.
13 in total, I think it is, when you count them. And we got this one as well.
Yeah, 13.
13. So this is the only one this shape we've got.
I think that's an animal one.
Yeah. And if you saw my video of the March haul, that was one of the things that I managed to pick up very cheaply. I'll just take some of these ones out. These ones, I'm trying to think. I think I got these ones out of this white box. I think I got these off eBay. That one's actually got coupling hooks have fallen off. They're inside the box. So we got this one. I like this one. And this. Now these aren't the same size. I'll try and... You can see they're slightly shorter. So there are differences apart from the paintwork. And this one here. This makes a huge train. I don't think I've actually ran all 13 together. Now, those three I've just shown you, we've got another 6 of those particular ones. This pack, however, is something I managed to get a hold of in the last year. These tend to go... The price, the Hornby Thomas range stuff has seemed to have gone up quite seriously over recent years since the cease of production from Hornby with the Thomas and Friends items.
I do like the circus trucks. We have quite a lot.
They're really colourful as well, aren't they?
Very colourful.
See, now in the past, originally I think I bought the other free pack, this one. I think I bought them, it must have been about 2007. No, I just had the 3 of them. Never really thought about it, never thought about getting any more. And then obviously, as time went on, you realise that maybe you should have got them when they were actually released, because they weren't that much money back then. Like I say, we've got 13 of them. There is a couple that we haven't got that I wouldn't mind getting a hold of. There's a couple of wagon flatbeds that have got marquee or like circus tent items on. I wouldn't mind getting a hold of them. I just think that these things just look really nice. I mean, even on the ends,
yeah, Dad
they've
likes
got detail.
Circus trucks.
But when we first got it, I used to have Percy pulling 3 of them with a brake van, and Percy can't pull 13 of these things.
No.
There's a lot of friction, and they're much better. They've got nice metal wheels on them, so they don't tend to drag that much on the track. But they're definitely it's definitely a long train. So I don't know who we would have pull that. So there's one for your comments.
Percy would be.
We won't be. I don't think it would. It would stand there and wheel spin.
Yeah,
it might move it a little bit.
4 maybe, but I don't think 13.
It would just. It wouldn't be able to negotiate the corners. It certainly wouldn't be able to do an incline. But there's maybe one thing for the comments. Who do you want to see pulling all 13 circus trucks? Bearing in mind, we'll need a brake van at the back as well. So So that would take it up to 14. That would take it up to 14 to make it look realistic. But there's the circus trucks. So next up we've got the cream tanker, raspberry syrup tanker and ice cream van. This is the only one we've got of these. So we've only got one of each. Now, I did want these for ages and ages, but these do really seem to be quite a lot harder to get a hold of. And when you see them singularly on the internet, they do seem to be very, very silly prices.
Very nice.
They are nice, they're really nice. It's a shame they didn't make more of them.
They got a little ice cream logo on that one.
They are very nice, but these, I don't think these have actually been used very much because they are absolutely, they are really cool. No, the syrup one's the red one, the raspberry syrup.
Yeah.
So this will be the cream tanker. Now, I know that Bachmann, I think, are making these now, but they don't look anything like these, so I would rather not get them because of the fact that they don't look the same.
No, because then we have these and we have a different kind and it just doesn't look
It won't look right because there'll be different shape, size, because remember the Bachmann's more HO than it is double O.
Yeah.
So I'd rather stick with them. But if I ever got any, if I saw them at a right price, I'd probably get some more because they are really, really nice. I don't know what other train you put them in with or who would pull them, but there's another one for the comments.
I'm not sure.
Who would you have pull it?
I'm thinking Thomas because I remember the raspberry or something like that. What, like the pain? Oh, never mind, I forgot.
I think Percy got raspberry on. I can't remember now.
Percy.
So maybe Percy.
And Percy would probably do them.
Well, Percy would pull them. Right, because there's only 3 of them. But anyway, that's for a different video. What you want to see running and who pulling what. So there we go. That's the raspberry syrup tanker, the cream tanker, and the ice cream van. So next up, let's do a custom. I'll say a custom. A train I've been putting together for a little while now. I've not finished one of the coaches, but I would call this a train itself.
I'm pretty excited about this.
So this is a breakdown train I've been trying to put together now. I'm aware that Hornby did do utility wagons for the breakdown train, but they too seem to be quite few and far between. There obviously isn't many out there, and as well as that, they're how can I put it? They still go for silly money, and I think that's always going to be the case now. We've been lucky enough to get what we have through internet, or the collectors fairs have been a good one because I've usually been able to pick things up at what I would call a really good price.
A lot of this stuff will be from the collectors fairs.
And some of it from even a car boot sale at one point. There was a few trucks there. So we're going to call this the breakdown train. It's not completely finished yet, but this is the breakdown train. So we've got 2 of these CCT vans, which I'm using as Gov sort of workshop tool vans. So we've got 2 of them, and they were in the March Hall as well. So we've got 2 of them. This one, I need to paint the roof on it. This is a Thompson coach, but it is actually a breakdown train unit. I'm going to adapt the writing a little bit, and I'm going to darken this roof right down and weather the sides, same as the 2 CCT vans. But this is the bit that I've been working on for a long time.
I like this. This is a really nice one.
I say working on it for a long time. It's been the easiest conversion I have ever done. Alright, it was the single easiest conversion I've ever done. So the Hornby breakdown train, you can see it there. We've got the actual wagons and the small trucks for the jib and that. And then I'll take this out. There wasn't a lot of effort put into this, but
it's still very nice though.
So we got the actual crane, alright, which runs with that, and you'll see a picture in a moment. Now, I use a lot of faces off Trackmaster trains, and I think we were at either a collector's fair or car boot sale, and there was a broken Trackmaster Rocky. The actual Trackmaster train itself was completely broken, but it still had the face on. So I immediately took
Think you could
to
see
taking
it?
the face off.
Yeah, and I really thought it was cool.
And
when you
literally
did it.
all I've done is stick it in there. You can see him there. Obviously Rocky's face in the TV series, this whole unit's a lot taller in the TV series, but I actually want this lot to go underneath bridges and things, which is why the chimney there has to come off if it wants to go under a tunnel. But you can see Rocky's face is in there.
Yeah, you can kind of see it.
So that's a very, very simple conversion that I've done, and that'll be running for the breakdown train. So who do you think should be running the breakdown train?
Thomas. That's who I think.
No, Thomas is usually the one that's in trouble.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, Thomas is the one that's in trouble. So
he won't have the time to do it.
So we really need someone to be rescued, basically. So who do you think?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. Because there's a lot of them that could do it, but a lot of them are the ones that in the series have ended up needing the breakdown train. So I'm not really sure which one I would do.
There you go, everyone. It's down to you in the comments. Who do you want to see pulling the breakdown train?
I'm excited to see what you say.
So next up, we got this one. This is, or was, R9091 soda tanker, tar tanker, and the Scruffy truck. Now, we got that set, but I'm going to put this one in, and this one in as well, because they're the only other extra ones we've got of the fuel tanker and the tar tanker, because they haven't been quite as easy to pick up over the years. So I may do a video at some point on actually making these, because I've got all the parts to make them. I just need to pick up as many of the tankers as I can, cheap, even if they're damaged. So we've got the nice black tar tanker, and that tar isn't just a block white written, it's quite faded and rough on purpose. It looks really good like that.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the tar wagons. And we've got the fuel. We've got the fuel one as well, like the fuel one. And then we've got everyone knows Scruffy.
Yeah.
Now, I've had the opportunity to get plenty of these Scruffies before, but I've chosen not to because, as we all know, on Thomas there is only one Scruffy.
Not two, there's only one.
There's only one Scruffy. But it's really nice. It really does depict, I like his tooth there.
His face is definitely
Really does
like
depict Scruffy very well. So we've got the tar wagons, the fuel wagons, and Scruffy. Now they don't have to be in that order. When you're putting your comments in as to who you want to see pulling what, they don't have to be with, oh, you need to have the fuel Scruffy and the tar wagons. Scruffy could be in with something else.
Yeah.
The fuel wagons could be in with something. Tankers could be in with something else. So remember that when you do it, when you're putting in your comments for what you want to see on the actual running session, they don't actually have to all be together. Okay then. Next up, we've got not a huge amount of these, but we've got quite a lot of them. Tidmouth milk tankers. Now, these have been around for ages whilst Hornby have been making, were making the actual licensed product, and they came in a lot of sets. I think they came in the Hornby, they came in the Toby set. I think they might come in some of the Thomas sets.
Yeah.
Who were available singularly. There's loads of them kicking around, and a lot of them are in various different states of repair, because these bands, you can see here, these often gets broken, especially if a small child's had them and things like that, but they're actually quite an easy fix. But that's something for another video. So I got a couple of these with a set. In fact, this set had one in, and we've got a lot of them, because if I see them lying around, they usually, you can pick them up where I've been able to in the past, where you could do now, £4 and £5 at collectors' fairs. So just have a quick count. How many are there?
14.
14. So that's one that's not boxed, because it's just come out of that actual set. But in order to keep some of them safe, if they've come out of sets. There's 6 in there. There's even 2 in the old packaging, the really old packaging. And we've got another one like that. In fact, we've got another 2 more like that. These aren't the original boxes. These are just boxes that I've managed to get a hold of and I'm using them to keep them safe. And then we've got 2 newer ones as well. So that's 14, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, now remember you can mix and match these, or we could just have one really, really long milk train. Remember, 14 of those plus a brake van on the end,
That's
15 items. Who's going to pull them if you put them all together? Or we can mix them up into another train.
Yeah.
So have a think about that, get it into the comments and see who you'd like to see pulling the milk train. Okay, next up we have got a free pack. Now this free pack was R9092, soda wagon open, wagon and brake van. Now I'm going to bring something else into this particular part because we'll start off with this. The soda scrap wagon. I'm sorry to say I only have one of these and they are really nice. They do come up from time to time on the internet, but as usual they seem to be silly money, so I'm actually, as a project there for me, I'm gonna start making some of these because I want some more, but I'm not willing to pay silly money when I can make the things. So I'll do a video at some point on doing that as well. We've got a standard brake van. Now, we have 2 more of these standard brake vans. This one's the one out of this actual set. These are just standard BR Hornby brake vans, which are exactly the same. Even the numbers are exactly the same. So, nice little tip there. I've actually got another one that I actually made from scratch from a kit. Yeah. But I don't know where I've put that. I don't know where I've put that. But there is that as well. But I'm going to build another one of those kits and I'm going to build a spiteful brake van. Now I am aware that Bachmann are, or maybe have already, but I think they're only in the stage of I can't remember now, building the spiteful brake van. But I've already got a donor face, so that one obviously is in grey. But we've got the 3 of those brake vans, and I picked up a much older one, which looks a lot like some of the brake vans that we used in the original Thomas series. So there is that one as well there. I do like that one because it has that sense of the original Thomas series. Yeah. From what I remember anyway, and what I see when Aidan is watching them. Now, standard early troublesome truck. I say early troublesome truck. This is what they used to look like. That first series troublesome. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what your troublesome truck looked like. And can you just count how many there are there down there?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 13 down there, and then we've got that one.
So that's 14 of these we've got.
Wow.
There'll be a bit picture in a second. So that's quite a long train in itself, just with the troublesome trucks. Now these things, these are very easy to pick up. I've picked up some of these from car boot sales. Yeah, you have. Collectors' fairs. They don't tend to go for very much money, or at least they didn't. So whenever I see one, I just pick one up. They're not very much money, or they weren't anyway. So we've got quite a large collection of those now, and it's always good to have on a yard when we're doing it, or even just a long train, just to have those troublesome trucks. So get in the comments, see who you would like to have driving those troublesome trucks, or mixed. Remember, you can mix the trucks. It doesn't matter. You can say, I want 2 of these, 1 of those, 4 of the other, with a brake van, and that sort of thing. Speaking of brake vans, Dude. Now this is Bachmann, and the only reason I chose to get this was purely because I couldn't get a Hornby one. Hornby did make them. but they seem to be quite few and far between. Good old Toad.
Yeah, I like Toad.
And I like this one as well. And weirdly enough, it actually has NEM couplings, so I can change them if I want to. But he does look very nice. The shop doesn't, wait, I think it does exist, but it's been took over by someone else and they don't even seem to do the Thomas and Friends stuff. But I remember I got that imported and it was from the Diesel Works up in Scotland. I had them mail order it to me. So that one's, that's a nice brake van, so, and a character. So if you want to see Toad, you know what to do. Put it into the comments. Who do you want Toad to be getting pulled by? What trucks do you want with him? Do you want any trucks with him at all? That sort of thing. So don't forget, get in the comments and let us know about that one. Right, and up next, we've got lime wagons. Now, we've got two different types of lime wagon.
Yeah.
Right, we've got the brown wagon and we've got the grey wagon. We've got 3 of each. This is them.
That's very nice.
We'll open them up and get a closer look.
Yep.
Now, the Diesel Works, where I got Toad, he used to have a huge amount of new old stock. I think he sold the business on to somebody else or handed it over to somebody else and never seen that stuff again. But he was selling them off for really cheap. Loads of them, loads of different trucks. And I had a splurge one day and I bought tons of them. And other trucks. I think it was for Aidan's birthday a few years back.
I think it was.
So that he ended up with absolutely loads of rolling stock altogether. So we've got the grey one here.
That's a
Grey
very
lime
nice
wagon.
one.
And we've got the brown one. Now there's 3 of each of these.
Yeah, we've got 3 brown and 3 grey.
So who do you want to see carrying the lime wagons? Get in those comments, let us know. And next we've got, let's have a look. We've got the red or dark brown red, I don't know what it is, box van, and we've got the grey. Now these are the weathered versions. These are the weathered ones. We've got 3 of each of these. You can just see the weathering on there. It's just very light. And we got the red one, or red oxide, I don't know, or just brown, I'm not too
really
sure.
brown.
But that one's most definitely weathered. So we've got those. We've got 3 of each of those ones.
Yep.
They could be mixed in. You could have a mixed train. You could have them with some troublesome trucks and a tanker and things like that. But we've got 6 in total of those. Yep, that's right, 6 in total of those. Yeah, you could have a mixed train, or you could just have a train of box vans. You could make the flying kipper.
You could.
Henry pulls a flying kipper. So get in those comments. Let us know what you think about them. They also came from the Diesel Works, and that was about a good 3 or 4 years, wait, maybe it's 4 years ago, maybe it's more. The Diesel Works, and I think we were only paying. These were old new stock, so they weren't second hand or anything. And I think, if I remember rightly, I was paying as little as £6.50 or £7 per item, which kind of gives you the reason why I bought as many as I did of a lot of these trucks when I did, because I could see the potential of what was going to happen cost-wise on the internet. Now also, to accompany those box fans, we've got, wait, let's have a look. Yeah, 4. We've got 4 of these ones. Now these are the early ones, especially say Series 1, but these are the early ones. They used to appear in the train sets. You could buy them separately and things like that. And there are some slight variations to these, because that one's got a cream roof. This one's actually got the dark roof.
Yeah.
And these two have got the cream roof as well. So that could bring your total up to what, 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 10. So you could easily get the flying kipper out of this. So don't forget, there's them as well. We can put them into a train or mix them up with the troublesome trucks and all that sort of thing. So don't forget, get in those comments and let us know what you want to see running truck-wise with locomotives. And don't forget as well, there's going to be another video which is just going to be the rolling stock, which is the carriages and characters that way as well. So there's an awful lot There's potential there for what you could see running. Next we've got, these are the newer type Troublesome trucks. Now these two here, these came in the Percy pack, two different faces there. They were part of a just Percy and two trucks, bought them back in about 2007, and I've got one singular one which came out of the March haul. I'm not a huge lover of these because they're far longer than those other Troublesome trucks. So I'm trying to look, yeah, we've got two with that face and one with that face. You can get these faces, well, you can get faces like the later series of Thomas off Shapeways, and you can paint them up and you can stick them to your own trucks. But I'm not a huge lover of these because they are really long. This is why I've never really bothered to buy any more, but obviously when I saw that one in March, I purchased it anyway. So they could be integrated into a different train or just ran on their own. So don't forget, get in those comments and let us know who you think should be running with those trucks.
Yeah.
So next up on the truck side of things, we've got these. I don't know whether you can see that in the box, but this is R9203. This is the cattle wagon. Now we've got 6 of these. We've got 4 boxed like this one, and we've got 2 that came out of train sets like this one. So they're really quite nice. These ones are actually weathered, so I know which ones are out of the train sets because those are really clean, but the other 4 are lightly weathered. You can see there at the bottom. So Farmer McCall was always getting sheep and things like that shifted, so you ask yourself, who can pull the cattle train? Or are we going to mix them up? It's the exact same moulding that they used for that one Circus truck that we showed earlier on. So they just sort of recycled that. I think these have been kicking around in the Hornby catalogue for a long time. But who would you have pulling the cattle train?
Thomas.
Thomas. It's always Thomas or Percy, isn't it? Nobody else. Yet your favourite engines were Rosie and Emily.
I don't think Rosie and
I
Emily
have a
were
feeling they're going to be very upset with you. As you're not including them in anything.
It's not my choice, it says.
But there you go, we've got the 6 cattle wagons. Let's see who we're going to have pulling with them. Get in the comments, let us know. So, next up we've got our 9235. Now this is 7-plank open wagon. It's very similar. It's the same moulding, I think, as the Troublesome trucks.
Yeah, I think it is.
Actually, no. Let's have a look. No, different one, but very similar. And that is this. This is the blue wagon. Now there were some red ones like this around as well at some point. Now, when the diesel works were selling off all their stock, I actually put down to get about a dozen of these because they were only about £6, £6.50 each when he was getting rid of them. But by the time my order went through on the internet, he only had 2 left, 2 boxed ones. There's the box for that one. So unfortunately, I remember getting a letter of apology inside the parcel, and I ended up with a load more other trucks of some description, and I can't remember which one it was now, as a bit of a sorry, which I wasn't too bothered about, but I still managed to get 2 of these. So we've got the 2 7-plank open wagons.
Yeah.
And a little project that's also going on at the moment as well, which isn't quite finished, is this is a take-along Heavy Hector. Right? And he's going to be a donor for this, which will soon be getting full conversion into Heavy Hector. So obviously we can't run him at the minute, but I thought I would share the fact that we are in the process of making Heavy Hector. So we've got those blue wagons there, and I'm just trying to have a look. I think that's it really for the wagons. The rest of it's all a carriage stock, and there's quite a bit of different carriage stock in there for the locomotives as well. So have a look at the blue ones. Would you mix them? What train would you mix them in with? And that sort of thing. get in the comments and let us know what you think and who should be pulling those in what kind of train. It'll be interesting to see what kind of different formations you come up with as to what you would like to see. So that's about it for this video. We'll be back shortly for the carriage stock video, and we can have a look through what we've got there and how quantities of what, so what you could run with which ones. But for this one, this was the trucks, wagons, tankers, that sort of video. It's been quite interesting remembering exactly what we've got. So that's it for now. Don't forget, like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon in the next video. Bye now.